Berhalter que metió el set al segundo palo. El traste viene Güler, tiene el pate Güler. Gol. Linda jugada.
Gol, tiene espacio, tiene margen para definir.
Está bien. Se viene Gildi.
Let me tell you something right now. Nobody saw this coming. Nobody. Not the 80,000 fans packed inside SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. Not Mauricio Pochettino. Not even Turkey. Because when that final whistle blew in the 98th minute, the entire stadium went absolutely silent. Group D winners, the United States of America, the hosts of this very tournament, had just been stunned on their own soil by a team that was already eliminated. If you script this in Hollywood, they tell you it's too dramatic, but this is football, and this is exactly what happened. Let's break it all down, minute by minute, goal by goal, because this match deserves every single second of your attention. Before most people had even settled into their seats, the United States drew first blood. Sebastian Berhalter, yes, the son of former USMNT coach Greg Berhalter, swings a corner kick into the box. There's a scramble, the ball gets swept to the far post. And there's Auston Trusty, the Celtic defender, the big center back, not celebrated for goals, not known for his finishing, but he settles the ball, takes a touch, and hammers it home with his left foot. His first ever international goal, his first ever World Cup moment. He peels off, sprinting toward the US bench like a man who just won the lottery, and the crowd goes absolutely berserk. USA 1, Turkey 0. 3 minutes in, this should have been straightforward. It wasn't. 7 minutes. That's all it took for Turkey to respond. And here is where the story of this match truly begins, because Arda Güler had arrived, the 21-year-old Real Madrid sensation, the kid they called the Turkish Messi. He hadn't scored in this tournament yet. Turkey had fired off 62 shots across their first 2 matches against Australia and Paraguay and hadn't scored a single goal. 62 shots, 0 goals. Think about that. The entire nation of Turkey was screaming for just 1 goal, and Arda Güler gave them 1 in style. He dummies a pass from Oguz Aydın, freezes the American center back Mark McKenzie completely in place, and then, in one swift movement, makes the run behind the US defense. The ball finds Barış Alper Yilmaz. McKenzie can't recover. Miles Robinson is flailing. And Güler accepts the cross and buries it past Matt Turner. Cool, clinical, calculated. That's what separates world-class players from everyone else. Turkey's first goal of the entire 2026 World Cup, and it came from the man they always knew would deliver. Now things are shifting. The momentum belongs entirely to Turkey, and the US looks shaky, disorganized, a heavily rotated lineup, starting to feel the consequences of Pochettino making 10 changes to his Oseti. 10 changes. Christian Pulisic is on the bench. The first choice spine of this American team is resting. And Turkey senses blood. Arda Güler is now orchestrating everything. Pulling strings, reading spaces, making the American midfield look like they're chasing shadows. He combines beautifully with Kenan Yıldız, slides the ball to Eren Elmaly, making that overlapping run on the left, and Elmaly's low cross finds Orkun Kökçü arriving late at the far post. One touch, redirected into the corner. Unstoppable. The keeper had no chance. Weston McKennie lost his mark. Miles Robinson was left flailing trying to block Elmaly's pass, and McKenzie could only watch. 2-1 Turkey at halftime. The home crowd, which had been singing the Star-Spangled Banner at full voice just 28 minutes ago, was now stunned into uncertainty. Pochettino makes no changes at halftime. He trusts his players to find a way back, and within 4 minutes of the restart, they do. It's not pretty, but it's brilliant in its chaos. Mark McKenzie launches a long throw-in into the Turkish penalty area. A Turkish defender heads it away. It drops to Weston McKennie. His shot is blocked. The ball rolls kindly to Sebastian Berhalter, the same man who set up Trusty's opener, now standing at the edge of the box with time and space. He doesn't think twice. He unleashes a ferocious first-time strike that skips off the turf and flies past a sprawling goalkeeper. The Turkish keeper Uğurcan Çakır never had a chance. The stadium erupts, 2-2. The United States are back in this, and suddenly the game has a completely different energy. Here's what makes this result so devastating for the Americans. From the 50th minute to roughly the 87th minute, the United States were the better team. Christian Pulisic comes on in the 58th minute to a roaring ovation. He had missed the previous match against Australia with a calf injury, and he nearly wins it immediately. He drives at the Turkish defense multiple times. He gets a redirected cross that loops toward the far corner. Goalkeeper Uğurcan Çakır produces a world-class save, diving full stretch to tip it onto the post. Then Çakır has to be treated for a suspected arm injury from the effort. He stays on. Brandt Aronson shoots. McKennie shoots twice. Pulisic shoots again. The US are knocking and knocking, but the door won't open. And then, disaster. This is the moment everything fell apart. It's the 98th minute. The match is almost over. America needs nothing. They've already won the group. All they need is to not concede. And then, Arda Güler gets the ball on the left flank, 21 years old and the man of the match. He faces Christian Pulisic one-on-one and nutmegs him, slides the ball right through Pulisic's legs, and Pulisic can't recover. Turkey worked the ball quickly to Kaan Ayhan at the back post. Uzun's low cross goes through Matt Turner's legs. 3 US defenders are there and none of them can clear it. The ball falls to Kaan Ayhan, a substitute, a 31-year-old center back playing his last minutes of his final World Cup, and he slides it home from close range. The referee blows the final whistle as the US is readying to restart. It is over. 3-2 Turkey on the final kick of the game. The home crowd at SoFi Stadium is stunned into silence. This was supposed to be a formality. Here's what this result actually means. Turkey, already eliminated, leaves the World Cup with a victory, their first win in what was a deeply frustrating tournament after going 62 shots without a goal in the group stage. Pride restored. Arda Güler, who was already being watched by every elite European club in the world, put on a masterclass, involved in the first goal, scoring the second, nutmegging the captain in the final play that led to the winner. He is a superstar in the making, and the whole world just watched it. For the United States, the defeat stings, but it's not fatal. They won Group D. They advanced to the round of 32 to face Bosnia and Herzegovina in Santa Clara on July 1st. But the vulnerabilities are now on full display. The center-back partnerships are shaky. The defensive communication breaks down under pressure. And when Auston Trusty, the man who scored the opener, went down late with what appeared to be a hamstring issue, the USMNT were out of substitutions. They were defending a draw with 10 effective players in stoppage time against a fired-up Turkey side that had nothing to lose and everything to prove. This match was a warning. A serious, unmistakable warning. The questions that existed before kickoff still exist after it. Can this American defense cope against truly elite opposition in knockout football? The Bosnia game will demand answers. But tonight? Tonight belongs to Arda Güler. Tonight belongs to Turkey. And tonight, SoFi Stadium witnessed one of the most dramatic group stage results this World Cup has produced. Turkey 3, USA 2, final score, and the last kick of the ball decided everything.